So I'm having a chat with a couple of members of Finnish Ticket. How are you guys?
Doing great. How's it going over there?
Yeah, going
Good.
well. Yes, yeah, very good. And after this interview, we'll be playing a single of yours called "Let You Go." Tell us a bit about that single.
All right. It's sort of a song about kind of flirting with the idea of being done with music. It was written in a time I think every musician would have that kind of that sort of day or a week or whatever when they're just feeling like, sometimes it's just not as fun as usual or something. And it was kind of like just one of those moments where lately we just been dealing with a lot of outside pressure from a record label, and it was sort of just kind of just toying with, just that thought process of like, well, maybe what would it be like to not be dealing with this right now? It wasn't fun that day, and it that's kind of what started the song, and then the song just sort of became a bigger thing about just um sort of just wanting to be everywhere but the reality you were in that moment, and just kind of disappearing into yourself and just kind of escaping it all for a little bit. So yeah, and
Nice.
then kind of set to just like a bigger bombastic synth driven song.
Yeah, nice. And that's coming off your second record, Echo Afternoon, coming out September 6th. What can we expect to hear on the record?
Um, Basically just a bunch of different songs talking about the last few years for us, which have been extremely up and down with the pandemic and different label issues and just a lot of stopping and starting, um, and just a bunch of life changes that kind of came throughout all of that. So there's going to be songs all about like new relationships ending in our personal lives, but also just like the kind of mental state we were in, kind of being in that weird like stop and go limbo space. Um, so the general theme of the album is kind of just just kind of being in kind of I guess, Ryan, I'm losing track of we've done
Yeah,
this
it's
it's
being in a
it's been
limbo, just repeating,
yeah.
everything is just this cycle that you can't break out of.
Yeah,
And you like imagine like looking out of a window and like seeing other possibilities that could be there,
there you
you
go.
know.
Yeah, it's sort of that's kind of what Echo Afternoon, the statement, I guess, comes from, is just like kind of a repeating just mundaneness, and then kind of visualizing what you actually want to be doing and the things you would hope to be doing outside your window. um so it's, and yeah, from this kind of the safety of like somewhere safe but also kind of depressing, like your bedroom. That's sort of like the general theme of the album, because it's kind of like what our reality was at the time with the pandemic, but even before that, which is with like all the stopping and starting. So I'd say like expect not every song to like be like that exact theme, but it's just like different things that we've been going through during a lot of like, yeah, that kind of that crappy process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And how is this record sounding in comparison to the music of yours that's already out there?
um I think it sounds pretty different in a lot of ways. There's a lot more, I think, variety on the record. Some stuff I'd say, like, at least vocally and lyrically, it's a way more like personal and just vulnerable than we've done in the past. Um, and because of that, I think, yeah, just like the music kind of is way more versatile throughout the record, because it's kind of following that, and we tried really hard to match the music to the emotion as well as we could do. So there's definitely some like some songs that feel like just like more soft and intimate
Mm.
than we've done in the past. And then there's other ones that are just much more bombastic, I guess, and just kind of like, yeah, just
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the writing side of things
Mhm.
as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
I'll usually bring like a rough idea to the group. Um, I usually have like a verse chorus, and well, at least we'll show it off to get a read from everybody to see how they feel about it. Um, and then from there, we'll kind of talk about kind of where we see the song going, and maybe try playing through a little, like, just verse chorus, like double that, and just see how it could develop, and before kind of breaking and working on it some more, or we'll like work on it right there and just try to finish it out if we all feel up to it. That part of the process, it sort of varies, but generally I'll bring like a skeleton of a song to the group. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
nice, nice. And
Yeah.
when it comes to the lyrics side of things as
Mhm.
well, how easy do you find it to create the lyrics to the music that you create?
Honestly, I think it's one of the harder parts of the writing process for me because I'm one of those people that will look for melody first, and I love just like I'll just get kind of a couple chords or of something, kind of a riff or something to sing over, and I'll just be, if you heard me, you'd think I'm crazy. Like I'll just do like the mouthfeel kind of thing, looking for the right something that matches the melody well, like a certain phrase or something. Um, I've actually seen like videos. Do you know the artist Caroline Polachek?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, like she kind of does that too. Actually, I was watching a thing with her, and it was great to see someone else do the same thing where they just sound kind of chaotic. But I'll just be singing like kind of on a loop until there's like something that feels good on a melody, and then I'll be like, okay, what does that kind of sound like? Like with this phrase, okay, that sounds like maybe this kind of emotion, and then I'll like go from there, like search for kind of a story or like what I'm feeling about that like resonates with that, and then try to actually draw from something within myself to then finish out the thing. But it's a lot of that, just like really just trying stuff out until it feels right, like over a melody. And so for that reason, like I'd say like lyric writing for me is like way slower. Well, I've been in rooms with people where they're just firing them off, and I'm like, how do you do that? I need to spend some time on this one and like really get a feel for it. But yeah, so not my quickest part of the process.
But everyone's different, so
Yeah,
it's all good. And people get to see you live if they're in the States anyway.
yeah,
Towards the end of this month, you're heading out on tour. I bet you can't wait to be doing some shows.
yes, yeah. We love live shows. I think it's our favorite part of being in music. It's just doing the live thing, getting on the stage and winning people over or playing to people who appreciate you. It's just a great feeling. Um, yeah, and it's been kind of a while for us. I think about a year. Our last tour was maybe close to a year ago now. So yeah, really excited.
Yeah, nice. And after a couple of weeks in the States, what's your plan for the rest of the year and doing some shows? Are you going to pop over here as well?
That's definitely something we're talking about. Yeah, I think. Well, what do you think, Ryan? I think we want to do it.
I mean, that's like on the top of the list of like,
Yeah,
if we could do this, if we could figure out some way to make it happen, like we would love nothing more.
yeah,
As I think like our music would resonate pretty well with people over there. And also like some of our favorite artists are, from the UK, and it just has like such a special place in all of our hearts in terms of, like music history, and like it would just be incredible to go out there and play over there.
yeah.
So yeah, we would love to.
I think right now we have this tour and then we're putting the record out, and then I think beyond that we're trying to do another full run in the US probably pretty soon after that. But I think the next chance we get to be overseas, like that's definitely even more up there on the list for excitement for us. And we've been out to we did a tour of Europe years back, but we've never gotten to play the actual UK. Like we did some recording out there. We were in London for a month. But sadly we did a full tour of Europe, and the last stop was going to be going back into the UK to play London, and we ended up not being able to make that show, which is like heartbreaking.
You'll make it, I
So
am sure.
yeah, yeah,
Guys, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.